Hello, welcome to This Side of the Matrix. This is the show where we discuss topics from consciousness to comedy in a casual manner while shedding light on our amazing human potential. I'm your co-host Victor, and today we have a very special guest. So welcome to This Side of the Matrix. Got a special guest on, my man Dallas right here. And just want you to introduce yourself to the people, man. Just kind of let them know a little bit about yourself.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you having me on your show. My name is Dallas Peoples. That's the name my mother gave me. 39 years old. I stay in Georgia, a place called Macon, Georgia. I don't know. I mean, I'm just a regular guy that just pushing for positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what's up. I mean, the same boat, man. So we chopped it up yesterday for a little bit, man. And it's interesting to hear your story because it kind of echoed a lot of what I went through. You know, we got a similar background and similar upbringing and kind of how we came to our own realization. So both of us are, on the path, to discover more about ourselves and really uncovering the truth and, on that journey. So it's always cool to see a different perspective, someone from a different place, different parents, different lifestyle, but to come to a similar realization. So part of this show is just kind of showing these conversations and really opening it up to show that me and you are not crazy and other people that are experiencing this could, maybe relate to some of the stuff that we went through.
Yeah. Cause I feel like it was inevitable. As long as we was, continue to raise our frequency, we were going to eventually bump into each other, on our path. But I'm glad that it happened, and I can remember,
Yeah.
Because some things and some paths I don't remember. But yeah, this will be one that I will always remember because I look up to you, Bang. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
And even though I never met you before in life, you know what I'm saying? But I listen to the things you say and I understand that you about positive. You're about helping, and that's the key thing that I grow to want to be. A positive output, a positive light source. So somebody can, yeah, it don't matter if it's just one person. I don't have to be no famous person, I can just have one person to understand me and take that and do some good with it. And I feel like my job, I did enough.
No.
But I'm not satisfied, but I did enough though.
Yeah. And I'm with you on that, man. It's like if you help one person, then you made a positive impact. You made this reality better than when you came in. And so that's one of my things, because I kind of look at it as I'm standing on the shoulders of people that have made it better for me. So, I'm just trying to pay that forward in the smallest way I can. I'm not rich or famous by any stretch, but I'm just doing what little part I can, and hopefully helping on some level. And I may not talk to the people or I may not see the people, but it's not even about that. It's about, them realizing something about themselves and living a better life, and then they can pay it forward. And that's how I feel we changed this thing, man.
Yeah, it took me a lot of mistakes and a lot of, I wouldn't call them mistakes because, mistakes. No, I wouldn't call them mistakes. It took a lot of learning.
Mm.
It took a lot of, being hard-headed, not going by what my mama said, but just, when she tell me no, I got to see why she telling me no type stuff. It took a lot of that for me to get to the perspective I'm at now, that it's all about love, being positive and spreading and helping. It took a lot now. I done been through a lot to get to this point. But I'm proud of myself for having this understanding that I got, because it helps. It helps a lot more than I was doing. I was on the path, Bang. I was on a real destructive path.
Mm.
But my two girls, I got two little girls in the house right now. I say they saved me. They saved me. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, you know, it's a choice, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. And sometimes we got to support each other as we go through the hard parts, just because we all, like I know it's kind of cliche, but all of us going to need a shoulder to lean on eventually. So
Yep.
it's always good to help each other through those hard parts and just help each other get up, because we are going to make mistakes and fall. And I think that's part of this community that we're trying to build as well. And this light we're trying to shine, that we all fall, but it's a matter of getting up and learning from your mistakes. We talked about that too.
See, I believe that's why, we have the same thoughts, but we feel differently about what we think. I believe we feel differently because you can give me an understanding of how you feel. You know what I'm saying? And it can point me in a different direction and about how I feel. But it can be about the same situation. But see, you looked at your situation differently than I looked at my situation. So you have a different understanding than I do. So, we can share. I believe that's why we're not the same. So we can be able to share with each other and help each other through, whatever they're going through.
Absolutely, man. I agree 100% on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we did that more, if we tried to understand each other more, because I'll never be able to be in your shoes, you'll never be able to be in my shoes, but we can come to a level of understanding, and if we can do that with each other, no matter how we look, different races and all this stuff, man, just that itself would just be a different world, man.
Yep. A whole different world. All it takes is just my quote, positive reaction.
Positive reaction. Yeah.
Positive reaction.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, man. Like you talked about how you got to where you are in the journey, and I just wanted to see if you can kind of give like a brief history of how you came to the realization that you came to, man.
I'm gonna try to sum it up. To sum it up, I some people call it rough. Now that I grow to know what I know, I don't call it rough, but I to what they call rough. I had a little rough coming up. My mom first I started off with my mom. My dad, my real dad, I ain't tell you this part. He was a so-called pimp. He traveled around pimping women.
Hmm.
Not something I'm proud of. Not something I like to talk about. But yeah. But I looked up and got a real man of a stepdad that raised me. But we went through a process that it wasn't much money in the house, and so we gathered up family to make enough income for one house. We had to have 12 people living in one apartment. But to me, it was fun because I didn't know nothing about being poor. I didn't know nothing about being poor. I had my cousins to play with, but it taught me a lot, though. It taught me that love conquers all.
Hmm.
But to get back to the subject, then I got in high school, and my dad had started hustling a little bit, because he got tired of not having, so he started hustling a little bit, and that left me to go do more things that I wanted to do that they didn't want me to do. That just gave me more time on my hands to, be unattended.
Hmm.
And with that time, I did the same thing he did. I went hustling and stuff. And that took me on a ride, bang. They took me on the ride. I ain't tell you this part either. I got robbed twice and I got shot once.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I had whew, I had to sit down, lay down on the ground and just ask God, give me one more chance. I'll never go back to this situation again. And I came up out of it and I never went back, bang.
Hmm.
I never went back. But it showed me that if I can get out and stay out, I'm no better than nobody else. I'm no smarter than nobody else. I'm no nothing than nobody else. I'm just equal to, I got my story, they got their story, And it just taught me, hey, if I can do it, anybody can do it. They just need some, like you said, that shoulder to lean on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went through a lot, man. But it taught me, it taught me to be humble, to not be materialistic, not, because since I didn't have a lot, I didn't want a lot,
Mm-hmm.
And it taught me, hey, to do what I got, to just be grateful for what I got, the love I had, and my mom, she was a Christian. So I used to go to church Sunday, Wednesday, sometimes Monday, day in and day out. But for real. And it just came, I was the type of person I always question, like, why Jesus can do more than I do. And I feel like I'm the son of God too, we God's children, like the Bible said, then I'm God's son too.
Right. Absolutely.
So, that took me on the spin, and then it's a lot, bang. I can't sum it up. But like when I went to school, all the stuff that they was teaching me, and then like Christopher Columbus and all that stuff they were teaching me about Christopher Columbus, and then once I found out one of those stories wasn't true, I went questioning everything.
Yeah.
That's the type of person I am. If you tell me one lie, everything you tell me from that point, I'm a question. I always give a person the opportunity to. I don't judge them. I give an opportunity to judge themselves.
Yeah.
And they like it. Yeah, exactly, just like that. And here I am now. I don't know. I'm kind of proud, but I'm kind of eager to, be a better me, because I know it's a whole more light that I can shine by just making myself better, treating my body better, just being better altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's real there, man. Like we were talking like coming up poor, you appreciate things, like, because our stories were kind of similar, because I didn't know, I didn't tell you this story, but I didn't know that I was poor, quote unquote poor, until one day at school we had a canned food drive, and we were supposed to give canned goods to the poor folks. So I got some canned goods, and then I brought them to school, and I'm thinking I'm helping out. Then by the time I get back home, I see some canned goods at my crib. And then I realize, oh, I'm one of the poor people, but when you in it, you really don't, you don't see it like that. But that kind of opened my eyes to really we not as well off as I thought we was. But part of that story is just coming out of that, because there's a lot of people that may still feel that they're a victim of their circumstances, and you don't have to be that. Just because you come from a certain spot don't mean you have to stay there. You can grow from where you are right now. You don't have to be a victim of your circumstance, and you don't have to believe the excuses that someone else could tell you, or even the excuses you tell yourself. Sometimes we do that too. We could be our own worst enemies, but there's always a better way. And sometimes it's just hard to take those steps, and then you kind of got to get out your own way and question yourself and challenge yourself. But once you can start doing that, then you really get to experience, okay, this is working, I can do this, and then you're off to the races, because then you realize there are no limits, and and you write your own script at that point.
Yep. And see how I treated it, like when I was in school, I didn't have the clothes, the name brand shoes and things like that. So I had to like kind of compensate for not having those things. So I had to like be silly, or I had to try to be everybody's friend, or just distract them from not picking on me all the time.
Gotcha.
And I guess it taught me to be a silly making everybody laugh type person, because I'm, that's what I am now. I got a thing for making people smile, making people happy, putting joy in people's life, and it seemed like now that I'm more into myself and nature, I can feel their energy more now. And then, and a down person, I wouldn't even have to know this person, but I can see they looking down, they feeling down. I can feel it. I just got to try to do something to make them, feel better.
Yeah.
And I take that as my, in my destiny to bring joy, bring light.
Yeah. And that's a gift, man, to be able to make people laugh and make people smile. And I mean, that's a gift, man. Not everybody could do that, man. So it's cool that you learn how to do that, and you not being selfish with it, that you recognize a time to do it and actually do it. Like you say, take positive action. So you practicing what you preach, so that's cool, man.
I used to be a racist. And then and it was hard to wipe that slate, but I understood everybody. You can't hold other people accountable for what other people did. If I guess you understand what I'm saying? Like, if they show you love, if you got a person to show you love, you got a person to show you nothing but good, do nothing but good by you.
Mm-hmm.
What the color of their skin should matter.
Right. True.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, through my life, I done had some brothers, my color, do some real dirty things to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking about literally try to kill me, dang. And I done had some white brothers that man, I ain't did nothing but lift me up, call and check on me and ask me, you all right? And done it for nothing, didn't want nothing in return. And that threw me for a loop when I first experienced that, but it made me realize that, hey, it's just, it's all in the soul. It's all in the person, what they build in their soul. I believe, like, I'm gonna tell you what I believe. I believe you start off balanced. When you're born, you're balanced. Whatever kind of energy that you store into your soul, that's the frequency you go to. So if you go most of your life, the positive energy into your being, then I guess that goes towards your soul, and where, I guess positive or whichever way positive go.
Yeah.
Whichever more you put into your soul, that's which way you going at the end. Not at the end, but after this.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that makes sense. I mean, there's an old saying about like in each one of us, there's a battle between two wolves, and the one you feed the most is the one that wins. The positive wolf and the negative wolf, if you will.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're active in that role. And I agree with you on that, man.
And see, people don't realize it take way more energy to be negative than it is to be positive.
Yeah.
It takes more energy to frown than to do to smile. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it does, man. And I don't think people also realize that when you're being negative to someone else, like, you got that negativity inside of you. So you're experiencing that as well. Like, if I'm showing hate towards someone else, then I'm feeling that hate too. That hate is I'm participating in that, so and some people think that they're getting back at someone by doing that, but that same energy is in you too, and you just propagate that. So that's one of the things, people got to realize too, man.
And it can be so simple as somebody walking in a room with a frown on their face. Like, next thing you know, you got a frown on your face just by looking at them.
Yeah, yeah.
Just by looking at them. That's their energy. But see, it takes learning to be able to understand it like that, though. But some of that I got from you, Bang. Some of that I got from you, Bang.
But let me ask you this. So like the way you look at things, your perspective, like how does that compare to your surroundings? Are you surrounded by people that are on the same wavelength as you are, or is it like a difference?
It's a total difference. I used to go from having 10 people come see me every other day, day in, day out. Now I only have 3 people, main people I associate.
Yeah.
Just 3. And I stay, I'm a homebody. I stay at home, and I know sometimes I should go out there and, put myself to the test. But sometimes when I do that, the energy it takes, to do that, and the energy it takes away from you, because you gotta surf through people, because some of their energy wear you out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And when I do step out, I just step out to go, test myself, because it ain't the city and the place I stay at. Oof, it's rough. It's rough. I don't know if anybody ever heard of Macon, Georgia. Macon, Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of Macon, but never spent too much time there. But I remember playing basketball. We played a team that was from Macon, Georgia. They was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, and piggybacking on what you said, because this has been my experience too. As you kind of raise your vibration, raise your frequency, however you want to look at it, certain people that are on a lower wavelength, and it's not a judgmental thing. It's just they just look at things, see things differently. But it's like that kind of separates you. And it's not something that you do to separate. It just happens because you ain't on the same wavelength. You ain't vibrating on the same level. So I that does happen, man. So I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You change yourself. You change your surroundings. Everything changed. Everything changed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you stay in control the whole time. You always in control. Yeah. And see, that's another thing that got me. Like, people, they pray and they, ask for things and, all kinds of stuff when they pray. But some don't understand that you the person you praying to, because you the one got to get up and do the things that you praying about. You got to get up and put some action to those prayers, so that it won't happen without you. Right.
You're a part of it, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember talking to my family about that, about just prayer in general, and in my family, I'm still kind of looked at as an outsider, because I left the faith, I left the fold. We were just having a conversation this morning with one of the family members, and it is what it is. But they've never really tried to understand my perspective. They never really, they said I'm lost in this, that, and the other, but they never, wanted to understand how I came to my conclusions. What convinced me to go left when everyone else is going right.
Why you think that's so though? Why you think they don't try to understand us? Like,
I think part of it is I think on a deeper level, I think they don't really want to be proved wrong. They don't really want to know. They've invested so much time and effort in holding this up. Not many people want to be proved wrong. They don't want to see the evidence or anything that makes what they believe so adamantly wrong. I think that's a big part of it. And two, they identify themselves with their beliefs. So me talking about my belief system and how I came up and kind of questioning that, they identify with that. They think that that's them. It's not like it's a separate thing. So me questioning the belief system is like me questioning them, and then they get defensive, and it's just easier just to push me to the side than to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Understood. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, have you experienced the same thing on your end? Like,
Oh, I mean, yes. I go. I'm still experiencing it. Cause I'm so strong on love that no matter how you push me away or just don't listen to me. Anytime I come around you or anybody that come around, I'm making my business to try to give an understanding to put some truth, into play. Just to do. I try to keep a positive standpoint and a positive conversation, and not just making any conversation. Talk about something that something I don't know. I haven't experienced before. Having a conversation that's worth talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because that leads to gossip and talking about other. If you don't enlighten yourself, if you don't look for something new that you haven't experienced before, or it just, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. I experience a lot. Like, I'm going through a lot right now, and I done lost a lot of people to the way I feel, what I believe right now, and I wouldn't so call it a belief. It just what I go is if I don't know it, then I just don't know. If I don't know, I just don't know. Now I go try to find out. I do research to find out. But if I don't know, I just don't know. Or I'm not gonna say, well, I believe this and I believe that. If I really wanted to know it, then I put forth the effort to go try to know it.
Yeah.
Then if I don't find out, hey, I just don't know.
Right.
People ask me, do you believe in Jesus? Hey, he might be true, he might not. I don't know. And that's how I grow to be. If I don't know it, I don't know it. If I do, I do. Hey.
Yeah, it's some people can't admit not knowing stuff, like, and I know there's plenty that I don't know. I know there's more that I don't know than I do know in the grand scheme of things. So I'm always open to learn new stuff and just being open-minded from that standpoint, but then also being skeptical as well, to not just take what someone else gives me as fact. I gotta check it myself. It's got to make sense to me. It's got to be something that also is going to benefit me in my life. And
see, now they see me as a person that think he know it all, stuff. Ooh, I get it bad too. But my thing is, and how I kill them all with this one, back. If you don't speak nothing but truth, you don't tell nothing but the truth, they can't beat you. You can't beat the truth. You cannot beat the truth. So therefore, I don't lie for nothing. If I don't know it, I don't know it. But I ain't fit to tell you I know something and fumble around with it, and then you come back and, hey, boom, hit me in my mouth with a, no, you ain't right. No, I don't give the people that opportunity no more. If it ain't the truth, I ain't fit to talk about it. If I don't know it, I'm not fit to talk about it. And that's how I get them. I just, hey, speak nothing but the truth, and they can't beat the truth.
That's true. That's true, man. That's true.
Can't beat the truth. I learned that the hard way with my girlfriends, my past girlfriends and all. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
And no matter if the truth may, put you in a predicament, but if you tell it, then, hey, they know. Now they know the truth. We can go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I always said, well, not always said, but I've said that it's easier to keep up with the truth. You know, you
Yes.
tell a lie, you tell a story, or I gotta remember if I told you this story or that story. But if you tell the truth, even if it makes you look quote unquote bad, but that's what it was. So you ain't,
Yeah.
it's less burden on yourself, in my opinion.
Yeah. That goes to show right now, it takes more energy to be negative than be
Yeah,
positive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Holding up all that stuff, man, it does.
Yeah.
So do you still because in my experience, I used to be, I used to want to have the conversations, and now I feel myself having less and less of them. Like, I kind of feel it's a timing thing, for people to kind of come to their own realization, and I'm just curious if you kind of feel the same way, or
Now, when I first got on my journey, oh man, I wanted to tell the world.
yeah,
I want, I wanted to go knock on doors and tell them. But once I got to realize that, some people gonna hold on to how they feel, and they got to go through what they got to go through to get their understanding. All I can do is, say give my opinion and say how I feel and move on. But for me to keep, bashing and bashing, nah, I don't do that no more. I don't. Sometimes that I can sit in the group and people have a conversation about, about life and all that, and I just sit and listen.
Mhm.
I used to be one, ready for a debate, so I can let I can put the truth out there,
Yeah,
but now I just sit back and listen, and I hold my tongue, and I just let them have at it. I don't even say. I used to want to get to them, but now I just sit back and listen, and I talk to myself in my head as they talk. Like, oh no, that ain't right.
yeah,
That ain't. But see, people know it's instilled in you. People know right and wrong, good and bad. I feel like people know good and bad, right and wrong. It's already programmed in you.
mm,
Just like we don't need school. We everything we need to learn, we already got. We when we come out the womb, we already know how to suck that nipple.
mm,
We already know how to breathe that air. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And we shouldn't be taught nothing else. And we should be left alone to make up our own imagination, to imagine our own things, have our own perspective. But in the world we're in today, boy, our thoughts ain't even our own.
Yeah, yeah. The education system, man. In my opinion, it takes the creativity out of the individual. It kind of takes the individual out the question, and really just makes you another cog in the machine, another worker, just to
It's
continue.
robots.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They don't
Yep.
want you to. Yeah, and really, when you really look at the system, it benefits the people that just take what they say and give it back to them. It doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to be factual or anything, but I'm gonna listen to what you say and I'm gonna give it right back to you. And those are the people that rise up and all of that stuff. Not the ones that question, not the ones that look at things. Those are the troublemakers,
Right. Right. Yep. Right. And see, imagine me telling my wife, I don't want my children in the school system no more. You know, you don't want your children in school. You don't want them to have no education,
Mm.
you know. And I go to try to explain, well, baby, look, da 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 da, this and that, it don't sound right. It just don't sound right.
Yeah.
It just don't sound right.
Yeah, especially when we're taught that, like, that's what you do. You go to school, you get your education, you get you a good job.
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. You made it. And like and I got to that point, Okay, I did what they say you're supposed to do, go to school, get a job, but that ain't it. It's like, wait a minute, like this it. I'm supposed to do this, retire and die, and I'm successful, and like it just didn't add up. So that really got me to looking at things a different way too, because you get to that point and it's like, nah, this ain't it. And even the people that got way more money and way more famous, you see, they still don't really have the happiness. So they also give us the whole celebrity deal, like, okay, well, you'll be happy if you get all the money or you get the fame and the women and all of this stuff. But even people that get all that are still miserable and all of that stuff, man. So, that true happiness really comes from within, man. And that's what
Yeah,
it is.
you got to build your love up. Your love, it's all about love and how good you at doing that. That's the thing we need to be trying to perfect. Love, unconditionally for all types of life.
No, that's real. That's real. And that's something is easy, it's simple. But then when you said that, I was just thinking like, but coming up, that really it wasn't taught. Like you don't
No. When you come up, you was taught, kill that roach right now. If a bug land on you, you kill it. Wow. If you see a bug or anything, you killing it. Wow. Yeah. Instantly. You know what I'm saying? But then I start realizing, I'm like, man, when I get ready to kill that bug, it's running for dear life. It's running for dear life. So that means they feel it. They hurt. They don't want to die. That ain't right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That ain't right.
Yeah. I was raised the same way, man. And now it's like I kind of look at it like even in my little crib, like I got a little plastic cup, where if something get in here like a bug, a spider, whatever, like I try to catch it and let it go outside, and I just got more respect for life, and
yes.
and also think about it too, like how would I want someone to treat me if a higher dimensional being saw me crawling around, someone that's way up there involved, I would want them to, put me back outside.
Exactly. Cause I be telling my girl, cause I be trying, she my world. My girl, that's my world. But I be trying to tell her like, baby, we built this house where them bugs used to stay at. You know what I'm saying? Now when they get in that, they in the house, they trapped, they trying to find their way out. They just want to get out. They just came to get them something to eat. They starving. She ain't trying to hear that though. But see, I got my little girls on the thing between me and her. When they round me and they see a bug, Dad, you gonna get it out? But they around her and they see a bug. She see a bug. Mom, you gonna kill it? Kill it, Mama, kill it. But they tell Dad, you gonna get it out? And it's that's something I got to go through, going through these change.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember coming up, Mama. I mean, and I ain't the biggest fan of bugs. Like I never played with bugs or been that kid that picked up this, that, and the other. And I think about it going back, like in our house, even though we had roaches, but my mom she would act like it was just it might as well have been a gorilla in the house, the way she ran and yelled and screamed. And that rubbed off on me, because I'm thinking, that's how you're supposed to react, to these things. So it just shows how, you can come up a certain way and you just think that's normal and that's what you're supposed to do in a situation.
And then from us speaking on that, it made me realize everything's set up kind of for us to go away from nature, like to do the opposite of what life really is. And then it made me understand, like, so we really ain't living until we start living, living. And what I mean when I say that is, until you start correcting everything that's wrong, then you're dying. You're living to die. You're contributing to death. Because from my understanding, your body heals itself, right?
Yeah.
So how do it deteriorate if it heals itself? Something we doing wrong, or something being done wrong, while we deteriorate, while we not rejuvenate.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, like the thing that came to mind was survival versus living. Like we're just like are existing versus living. People aren't, they're just existing. It's like not even experiencing life or seeing the joy and the beauty that's around them, but just trying to get through it as if at the end there's going to be something better than what you got right now. Because what you got right now is all there is right now anyway. So it's like you're trying to get a reward and you're not even enjoying the journey. You're trying to get to a destination and you're not even enjoying the journey there, And I think there's a lot of people kind of going through life that way, just existing, just surviving and all that stuff, man.
And see that's why I don't believe in mistakes no more. I don't call them mistakes no more, because you can call something a mistake in life, right? But that so-called mistake, right, can put you in a mindset and take you to a place. You can went through that drama or whatever you call that mistake. You can go through that, and it puts you in a position to just make you take off toward your dreams like never before. That mistake can take you to greater heights than you can ever reach. You can, by you going through that mistake, so-called mistake, you knowing and you seeing, you feeling, you understanding what you went through, it changed your perspective and made you be a better person. So how can that be a mistake if it helped you?
Right. That's a good point. That's a real good point. That's a real good point. And a lot of people are afraid to make mistakes and afraid of failure. And so that prevents them from even trying stuff. Like I was talking to one of my young relatives, and they didn't even want to try to do something because they weren't going to be good at it. When they didn't want to make mistakes at it. They only want to do the things that they're good at. Well, how do you get good at something besides making mistakes? I mean, we didn't come out running. We learned to walk by falling on our butt so many times. I mean, that's how we learn. So if you don't get afraid to make mistakes and take those actions, then it's inevitable that you're going to learn and that you're going to grow, because especially if you don't keep doing the same mistakes, if you learn from your mistakes and try it a little different, eventually you're going to find the right way to do whatever you're trying to do.
Exactly. If you learn from it, it ain't no mistake.
Yeah.
It ain't no mistake. It just was something that happened that you didn't like, but it helped.
Yeah. And that's a good way to look at it. Like, so from what's good with you, bro?
My boy just pulled up on me. He wondered what I was doing. It's one of my mentors right here. But yeah, everything happens for a reason. I really question negative and positive. I question anything that separates, this that make it's hard to explain, because the English language really it makes you dumb things down. It makes you fumble with your words and not be able to, get your understanding out there right. So,
Yeah.
and then, it also, it just, it's trick. It's trickery. Once you learn and once you know it's more than one definition to one word.
Hmm. Yeah.
When if you have a left and a right, what we had before we called it left and the right. Before what we called it before it was up and down, it sounded like a separation thing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, you got some beautiful daughters. Hey, y'all.
And thank you. Say hey.
That's what I'm talking about out there on the trampoline. They get it in.
On the trampoline.
And
They snuck out there though. I thought I got away from them. That's why I came outside to talk to you.
They want to see what you got going on.
They're gonna follow dad. They're gonna follow dad.
But just seeing them out there playing, man, just got me to thinking like the simplicity, like we make life a lot more complicated than it has to be. Like it's like children, they're examples of the simplicity and the purity that we all got that's still there. And we pile all of this crap on and make it into something that is not natural. And so the whole path, the whole journey is to get back to what's more natural, to get back to that state, the simplicity of it, because it don't take much to just enjoy life. They don't need to have, all of this money and all of this stuff and all of these things that are valued by the adults. Like they good right there just on the trampoline, that's it.
They just want to come outside and play.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want to come outside and play. And it's crazy because everything we do kind of pushes us away from nature. When we go in the house, we're on our roof. When we hop in the car, we on our roof. We got rubber soles on our shoes, keep us, keep our soles from on the ground. Everything we doing keeping us from nature. We boo-boo in the toilet and flush it down. Everything we're not. It's not balanced.
Yeah.
We're taking more than we're giving.
That's real.
And it's supposed to be a balance, just like we breathe oxygen. How I go? We breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide.
Yep.
Okay. It's an even exchange, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's supposed to be an even exchange, and we're not. It's not balanced. We're not being even. We're taking more than we're giving, and our mother nature don't like that. We're supposed to be coming back to our mother. Mama want us to come back.
That's real, man. That's real. I mean, yeah, you could tell we out of balance, man. And you mentioned Mother Nature, like when you really think about it, like everything that we got, everything that we need is given to us free. It's already there,
already there.
And we just choose to divide it and hoard it and kind of manage it the way that we managing it. But they're not writing no checks to Mother Nature for anything that they're getting out of the ground, out of the air, or anything like that. It's given, the sunlight given, so it's it's that balance. And I think if we can get closer to that balance, man, then I think that's where we need to be. I think that's the path that humanity is on, I see. But it's some work because the scales is tipped way on the other side.
Man. And see, once I came to this realization, I kind of broke down and just cried to myself. I just broke down and cried to myself, Bang, because I seen how much we don't came down, how much we doing to I seen how many people and not knowing, how many people suffering and not knowing they suffer, how many people think they doing good.
Yeah.
But they not doing good. They contributing to negative and not knowing.
That's true. That's
scary. That's sad. That hurts. Because in order for you to even be just in order for you to just be in their presence, just to do anything with them, you gotta somehow contribute yourself. You know, even though you on the right path, you gotta contribute some kind of way, because that's how much out here. Unless you just take yourself away and stay in the middle of the woods and just nothing man-made.
Yeah.
But you know, it's I see a better way. I see it's getting better. It's getting better to me. Everything get better to me. You know, I don't look at things being worse or being bad or bad. You know, everything is better. It just, you know, it's moving slow.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Like, one of the things I had to learn myself was patience, because I do feel it's moving slow. But then, you know, how do I know the timing? You don't know what's going on.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's just my perspective, and sometimes in the things that I've seen in my life where I wanted to have it done quickly and get it there. Sometimes the things that happen that frustrated me were things that created something better in the long run. You know, so you know, I try to step back and just allow it to happen as it is, but it's that balance too, because just like you say, you know, you want to take positive action. So it's the balance of when to not say something and when to say something, and when to not do something and when to do something. So it's being able
exactly. It's like I learned not to expect anything from nobody. You know, because me expecting something from somebody else is like me wanting them to be me in a way. You know what I'm saying? Me wanting them to feel how I feel. And that ain't right, right? I expect them to feel, just because I did something good for you, I expect you to do something good for me. When you know, something good to me might not be something good. Right. You hear me? You know, so it's hard not to expect, you know, when you know something good is good, you know. But you can't expect the person to feel like you feel, because we feel differently. That's the only thing that we really have of our feeling, the way we feel.
Yep. And then too, if you're truly doing something good for someone, are you expecting them to do something about? Is that part of the reason why you're doing it? You know, are you just doing it because it makes you feel good? Do you get the joy out of helping them without expecting something in return? Because some people, you know, they'll do something for you because they really want something reciprocated.
Now, I did learn this now. Everything that we do it for ourselves first. We do it for ourselves first. Now, get me on this. The reason I say that, because, okay, I'm gonna use my daughters for example. I'm taking care of them because I feel like you see where I went down, because I feel like that's the right thing to do. You have children, you're supposed to take care of them, you know. But I'm doing for them off of the way I feel. So I'm catering to my feelings first, right?
Yeah.
So everything we do is for self first. Then is, you know, people don't understand. Now I do for my children first. You do it for yourself first, then your child. Yeah. But it's hard for them to understand that part. That's why I don't even spit that to people no more. I just keep that to myself. But I had to put that on the show.
Nah, but that makes perfect sense, because there's a misconception about being selfish, as if that's a bad thing. And I liken the analogy to filling up your own cup so you can have something to give to someone else. You know, it's just like in the on the airplanes. You put your mask on yourself first, get your oxygen going, and then you put the mask on the other people. So you don't see them hollering, "Oh, you selfish, you putting the mask on you first." Well, nah, I got to make sure I'm straight so that I can help other people as well. So, you know, and there's people that are just selfish and only looking out for self, but I think that's different, you know.
Yeah. It's just like I'm sick. Like you said, I'm sick. And now you sick. Now, how to put this? I'm sick, but I'm trying to help you not be sick. How do I help you not be sick? I got to stay away from you, right? I got to get myself well first.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like I can't do nothing. If I do something good for you, if I don't have myself all the way right first, then what I did for you will not be all the way right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll have something wrong with it because I'm not all the way right. You know, that's how I look at it. But I got 5% more on my phone.
Yeah, no, we could wrap it up, man. It's been good, man.
No, I can go forever with this now, cause I'm with that positive thing. I'm with that positive reactions. That's my slogan.
Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that, man. And I think just these conversations, and we talk about making mistakes. Like there's gonna be plenty of mistakes in this, but it's a process. Like where we start off, if we keep going and keep moving forward, ain't gonna be where we end up. So this is just part of the story, you know. And I think it's cool that we can talk about it and show other people, because we're all a part of this story. We're all involved in this thing on one level or another. And I think for us to be open and honest and just really express ourselves in a non-judgmental way and just be able to just, you know, talk about what's going on, I think that's going to help. And that's part of what I want to do with this. And just average people, you know, it ain't about having no, because the majority of the world is average people, and we're the ones that are going to have to change it, you know. So it starts with us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I really hope, but I feel like it is. I hope this play a major part in that change. It will. It is. It did. It did. In fact.
Yeah, because I could see people seeing this and seeing themselves in you and me and just it's gonna open some eyes, man. And if anything, just to get someone to think a little differently or look at something a little differently. I mean, that's uh-oh. So it looked like we lost them, but yeah, I guess that's the first show. So we got it in. So Dallas's phone ran out on him right at the end of the conversation, but that was our second guest on this side of the matrix, and I appreciate him calling in. And we'll be talking again, I'm sure, and we'll be checking in. And if you like what you heard or like what you saw, or want to be a part of it, definitely reach out to us, and we're just expanding the conversation. Just like we mentioned in the conversation, there's going to be mistakes. This is something new for me and new for a lot of people. So it's really about us expanding the conversation and getting people involved and showing that there's other people that are experiencing this same journey of self-realization, awakening, however you want to frame it. And we can build ourselves up and help each other out. So I appreciate y'all checking in, and there's going to be more people that we're going to be talking to. And peace, y'all. Continue to shine.